So what's the cons of living in Japan?
The Japanese are still like UI toward the white person.
Okay.
Okay, so I remember I applied many times to become a teacher of French. I studied in France. I lived for 18 years, but they won't accept me because I'm not whitey.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that from wherever you watch this from, you're doing alright and you are amazing. And as always, to people that continuously give support to the channel, thank you so very much. That really means a lot to me. Shout out to Mr. Derek. Yes, love you so much for actually being a constant member on here. I really do appreciate that. Now, today's video, we have a very serious and interesting episode actually to discuss and talk about, and just give our opinions about, right? This is I think he looks Indian or something. He's saying that he was denied a job because he wasn't white in Japan. And that's very interesting because I've landed on so many videos of sisters saying the same thing. And the most interesting part is he was denied a job. He lived there and studied in France and studied French. And a Swedish guy came in. He visited France as a tourist and came back. And they gave him a job and ignored this. Does this have something to communicate to us as the Black community? Or to people that, know that at some point they can be discriminated against? Why do I have to talk a lot? Let's watch this come back and talk about it.
So what's the cons of living in Japan?
The Japanese are still like UI toward the white person.
Okay.
Okay, so I remember I applied many times to become a teacher of French. I studied in France. I lived for 18 years, but they won't accept me because I'm not whitey.
Because you are not white, so
Yes.
they didn't accept you.
No.
Really?
They took a Swedish guy who spoke some French, but didn't take me because I'm not pure.
Okay, so your French, I don't know, like, might be better than him, right?
Well, I lived 18 years in
Okay.
France and went to high school, junior high school, university, and the Swedish guy went for holidays in France.
So white people still have white privilege here in Japan. There's huge white privilege, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, still, yeah. It's changing a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, still.
Okay.
Racism happens to all people, including Asian people, including Japanese people. Once, one palm-colored man asked me a question that, do you Black people think that we, white people, all look the same? And I said, no, we don't think you guys are the same. And I had to ask the same question back. I'm like, do you think we all are the same? Do we look the same to you? And he said, no. We can tell that you guys are different from each other. There's diversity because you realize that someone from Kenya looks different from someone from South Sudan, from someone that is from Somalia, from someone that is from Nigeria or something like that. Went ahead with all those explanations, and he continued by saying, except for Asians, they all look the same to us. They do have the same eyes. Okay. And I was like, okay, that's very interesting. But at the same time, I am asking, was he trying to be nice to me? Because I was just there. Maybe he would have said the same thing if he was asking an Asian person or something like that. So I realized that these people that sulk and worship whiteness are literally looked at differently from the same people that they are trying to worship. And that goes back to take us to decolonization, because the same palm coloreds that colonized Africa, that oppressed and controlled and unalived people here, or Black people, They're the same people that went to Asia and did the same thing. Just a few months ago, I did a video about a Filipino queen that is half black, half Filipino. And she's, I think, the first one to be the queen. But that uncovered a lot of anti-blackness and just the racism that happens or that is in the Filipino community. But it's not just in the Filipino community, unfortunately. It is in the Asian blood. It's very evident that you could literally see this guy is raised in France, studied in France, and he has more experience than a Swedish guy that just went there on a vacation, but they would rather suck to a Swedish guy than suck to someone that looks like them, because clearly from what I saw, this guy looks like he's probably Indian or something. And in the actual thing is, these people are not even white. Because some people say that they do have a yellow skin. I do not stereotype people. I don't want to do that, because if it is done to me, it will break me. Even if I have such a thick skin that if that's what you see, the problem is definitely not me. But you are rotten inside. You have so much work to do when it comes to perceiving and looking at people and judging them. But isn't it very, very interesting that there's some people these people suck to, they do not see them as equals as well. They do not give them the same treatment. Malcolm X said that we have two types of Negroes, and I think he was talking about our own people. But I think in this situation we can share, right? He said there are those that are house Negroes, and then there are those that are field Negroes. Those that are in the fields are always, worked. They always experience the harsh treatment from their master, whereas the one that is in the house, gets a bit of some of the crumbs that falls off the table of their masters. And because they get those crumbs, it makes them feel like, they are better than the field Negro. And one day, the house of their master, once it gets on fire, they will literally stand beside their master and be like, "Boss, look, our house is on fire. Your house?" Very interesting. And I think what happens is these two people that are from different situations, they turn against each other. And that's exactly what is happening in this situation. That you realize some of these Asians, they are at the receiving end of racism. But they feel like they are in a better position. They are yellow, and they are in a better position, and therefore everyone else is supposed to be beneath them. And the reason as to why I'm saying this is not because it is only happening to Indians. It is actually happening to black people. Black people love anime from Japan, but some of the animation that is produced by these people is actually racist. Did you see the anime that was produced about George Floyd, that man that was unalived by the police? Yes, that character. If you did not see, I don't know if I can find it to put it in here, but I mean, it's very interesting that our own people would still suck to that and they would still go. I mean, racism can be anywhere else, and that's why the reason as to why I'm talking about this is you as a black person, because I know the world is shifting, everything is changing. You can literally be working anywhere from all around the world, and if you choose Japan, well and good, because Japan has some good, it's rich in culture, and some people just really want to partake in that. It's very okay, but I would suggest that you be aware, make research, and know the things that that happen in that particular country in terms of relationship.
So a couple days ago, I made this video on how white men are treated in Japan, how like Japanese girls are obsessed with white guys. Those white men that I meant are the ones that are stereotypically attractive ones, like who are tall, have like blonde hair or brunette, and like blue eyes, green eyes, has no beard, because like so many Japanese girls are big fan of men with beards and with big nose, because like we say like hana ga takai, that means like the height from like here and there is like high, so that basically means you have a big nose, and that's a compliment in Japan. There are a lot of people who find it attractive, because like we Asians have a smaller bone structure, yeah, so we find it attractive. Yeah, those are the ones who get popular there, okay? So if you are not stereotypically attractive in Japan, and if you're white, maybe you're not gonna experience any of that things that I mentioned in the video, okay? I don't know, like I just feel wrong. In the comment section, there are a lot of inappropriate comments. You cannot just move to Japan just because you're gonna get popular by girls who are only looking at your appearance.
I mean, like, as long as you and the girl, or maybe boy, like whoever the person it is that you're seeing, are on the same page and nobody's gonna get hurt, like do whatever you want. But I just wanted to make sure that I'm not promoting anything that are not right. Like, those are the boys that are popular in Japan, so if you're in that category, go to Japan, get girls, have fun. No, I'm not promoting any of that. I don't think.
I showed you a clip over here that would still rather prefer palm colored over you. It's very, very unfortunate actually that these people feel like the other people are better. We have such a big job to do when it comes to decolonization. Decolonizing Indians, decolonizing Filipinos, decolonizing Koreans, decolonizing us here on the continent. And hopefully people are ready for that, because there's no one that is subhuman, just like some of these people. When it comes to world wars that happened, still they viewed other people as subhumans, as less of humans. Now imagine if this is even happening in the corporate world. That goes on to show you the level of ignorance that is still in there. Now I do know that the young generation that is coming up is, a bit way different. You understand? But you do still have a lot of other people that are not open-minded as you might be. There's a lot of young people right now that are going on the internet doing a bit of, I don't know if it is podcast, and they be talking to people from Asia, and before they speak their language, guess what they are going to say? The other Asians, they will be like, oh, Negro, or something, like something insulting. And when this person speaks their language, they're like, oh, no, I wasn't meaning you, and all of that. But I think we all need to know that if someone oppresses you, then you do not transfer this on others because you feel like you are in a better position, and then therefore you are more fit. The antidote to ending this is you being humble enough and also realizing that the same treatment that I get that I feel like is not good, I am not supposed to give it to anybody else. That's the antidote to racism. If you feel like you are disadvantaged, you're the same people that literally were against affirmative action, right? And now it's not there because you didn't want black people to get it. Now it's not there. The number of Asian students dropping because you thought you were privileged, you are up here. You're not. You're like anyone else. And it's not good that you be oppressed and you want to find someone else to oppress. That is, I think, in human nature to want, if you receive something bad, then you have to transfer it, because you feel a bit more strong and powerful than this other person, then you should treat them the same way this other person is treating you. It doesn't just happen in corporate situations. It happens in dating. It happens in when they just look at you and you're in their countries. So I think we can all do better. What do you guys think? Honestly, I can't lie. That was very ignorant, denying someone a job because there's another palm colored and you suck to that as if you're gonna share because you're eating the crumbs and it makes you feel like, oh, master. Put your thoughts in the comment section about this video and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends if you can. And I do love all of you guys, and I will definitely see you in another amazing video. My name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.